Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a really quick crock pot meal. It's called cranberry pork loin. I've already got my pork loin over in my crock pot, but we need to mix up the sauce that's going to go over top of it. You can use jellied if you prefer, but I'm going to use whole berry cranberry sauce. This is basically a mix of both. And I'm just going to put that in this bowl. You just need 1 can. You need about a cup of French dressing. I'll mix this with it. And I'm just going to try to mix it together. I'm not going to, go nuts. Trying to be perfect. But you can use whole berry cranberry sauce with this, or you can use jellied. And then you just need 1 envelope of onion soup mix and add that. Mix all that in there together. And I was just trying to use some leftover things in my pantry and in my fridge. And I found this recipe. But that's your sauce. And you're going to need about, make sure y'all can see that, about a 5-pound pork loin. It could be 4 pounds. I got one that was like 4 to 5. And then you're going to pour this over it. And you are going to cook this on low for 6 hours or on high for 4. And you can use the sauce as a garnish once it's cooked. Really simple and easy. I'll see y'all back later this afternoon when everything's done. Okay y'all, this is the finished product. I took the sauce and drizzled over the top of it, and I paired it with some mashed sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes are really simple. Bake the sweet potato in its jacket, wrapped in foil, and scrape out all the sweet potato into a bowl, add butter and some sort of sweetener. It can be artificial sweetener or it can be sugar, it doesn't matter. And some people like brown sugar or cinnamon to add to it too, but you can do whatever, and you can have it all year long. This can also be made during the holidays, so it's also another idea for that. Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to make slow cooker hamburger hash, and we're going to start first thing this morning and go ahead and get this going. You need to dice up about 1.5 pounds of roasted potatoes. Recipe calls for the jackets to be left on, but I just went ahead and peeled them. And then we need to add the rest of our ingredients. You're going to need about 1 pound of cooked ground beef. So this does take a little bit of prep work ahead of time. Keep that in mind. And some chopped onion. So I've already done all that for you. Now we're going to add our 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Can of drained corn, whole kernel, by the way. We're also going to add some salt and pepper, and some garlic powder. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to add half of our cheese now and then the other half later. And there's about 2 cups worth, so let's see if I can spread this out a little bit. All right, then make sure that your potatoes are covered. That way they can cook all the way. And as it goes along cooking this afternoon, I'm going to try to keep an eye on it and, stir it so I can get those potatoes done. Usually I have a little bit of bad luck with raw potatoes, so hopefully I'll have cooked it long enough. So that's it. And then, like I said, when we come back, we're going to each so many hours, I'm going to kind of stir it, make sure that everything's good. But also at the end of this, we're going to put the other part of the cheese on. I will come back then and show you that process, and then we'll finish up. So you will cook this on low for 5 hours. The recipe does say don't open the lid for the 5 hours. I have a hard time doing that. So I'm going to try not to, like I said, but I may have to check to make sure with the potatoes that they're actually done. So we'll see, y'all. All right, I'll be back here in about 5 hours, maybe 6, depending on my potato situation, and we will do the rest of the recipe. I'll see you back here in a little while. All right, y'all, so this is ready to eat, except for we have to do the final bit of cheese that we divided out in the beginning. So you can just put that on top, spread it out, and then all you're gonna do is take the lid, put it back on, and just let it melt. So the steam from it will melt the cheese because it's still very hot, and that'll be it. So I'll come back in just a minute and show you finished product. Okay, y'all, so it literally took seconds for this to melt. It's ready to serve now. My potatoes are tender. Everything's ready to go. Hey, y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to cook some slow cooker Ritz cracker chicken. I went ahead and got my Crockpot insert out and sprayed it with some spray. The first thing that I did was, while I was prepping for this, I went ahead and took my chicken breast and chopped it up into bite-sized pieces. The recipe says to leave them whole, but I kind of wanted to do that. That way I didn't have to break anything apart later on or anything like that. So I went ahead and did that. It is an option. You don't have to do it, if you don't want to. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. This is my sour cream spatula. So we're gonna go ahead and add our soups. You need a can of cream of mushroom, can of cream of chicken. You're gonna need about 1.25 cups of sour cream. And all this is gonna be your sauce for your chicken. So get all that in there. 1.25 cups of sour cream. All right, I'm gonna stir this up a little bit. Alrighty. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's gonna, cook and everything. Raw chicken. So this is 2 large breasts and 1, I would say medium breast. And then I just cut them up into bite-sized pieces, and now I'm stirring them up into the sauce. The sauce needs to cover these so that everything cooks properly. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you need to try to at least let it touch some of them. All right. Let me get my hands cleaned off here. All right. Now, I'm gonna set this aside. Oh, we also need to put a generous amount of pepper in this. Let me stir it again just a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna set this aside and we're gonna get a bowl. Make sure y'all can see. Okay. In the bowl, we're going to put some Ritz crackers. I've got some melted butter. You're going to need about 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're going to crush about, you need 1 1/4 cups of Ritz crackers. We're going to see how much 1 sleeve makes. I make this another way. You can probably find that video somewhere on my channel. We've always made it for years and years and years, and I was like, you know, I've never made it in a crock pot. So, alright, so about a sleeve worth of crushed Ritz crackers. Okay. Alright. And then we're going to add some pepper to these. We're going to add some onion powder and garlic powder. Now this recipe does call for Italian seasoning. I'm just going to leave that out. You don't need much of this. Not much onion powder and not much garlic. Just a little. Like 1/4 teaspoon. Put just a little smidge more. Alright. So I'm going to get something to stir this with. Alright, so go ahead and add your seasonings to your crackers before you put in the butter. And go ahead and kind of just stir it all together. And then you'll need 4 tablespoons of butter, which is half of a stick. And I used unsalted real butter. Alright. And you're going to put this on the chicken while it's cooking. So it's not a step for later. Okay, so you can just toss that all around in there. Move your insert back over. Make sure. Alright, so you're going to sprinkle this evenly, hopefully, all over the chicken. And you know what? I just rather use my hands because I can do it way better this way. Alright, so you can add Italian seasoning to those seasonings that we put in there with the crackers if you want to. I'm just going to leave mine out. I don't really care for that very much. So, and then my family's going to be wondering why it doesn't taste like the other thing that I make that's very similar. Alright, so you're going to cover and cook this on high for 2.5 to 3.5 hours or low for 6. So as soon as it gets done, we'll come back and show you how it turned out. I'll see y'all after a while. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product for this. I'm going to make some rice, and we're going to serve it over some rice. But this is already done. It did take just the allotted time, so it's good. I think next time I would like to mix the soup and the sour cream together instead of just kind of dumping it in there. I would like to have mixed it together in a bowl first and then mixed it together in here. I would like to have mixed it together in a bowl first, not mixed it together in the crock pot itself. So that's it for this one. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.
In the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.